I made it into Utah, across the border from Nevada, now heading up to Zion National Park and Bryce Canyon. Already looking pretty good here. And this is just the approach road. Zion National Park, camped just outside it last night, making an unloaded tour up into the park today. So on the advice of my warm showers host, I'm making a hike up into the east mesa of Zion Canyon up to observation point. This is the start of the hike. Already absolutely stunning here. This is the famous Weeping Rock down here. That's where I start the hike from. So Robin, my host, said that the hike usually takes her about 3 hours. The guide time on the marker down there on the notice board at the trailhead says about 6 hours. Extreme danger. I doubt it, but let's see. Nice to stretch the legs properly for a change after being on the bike for a few weeks. I think if I keep stopping to take so many photographs, then maybe it will take more like 6 hours. I have 4 hours of daylight at best. But I have a flashlight, so if I have to come down here in the dark, no matter. And I also suspect that sunset is going to be spectacular from observation point, so no bad thing if I'm up there at 5 o'clock when the sun goes down. Okay, I better watch where I'm putting my feet, because that is a long way down. Woo-hoo. You can see my bicycle all the way down there. Just walk through this cool slot canyon. So I made it to the top of observation point. This is looking back down Zion Canyon. That's Angel's Landing there, another popular hike. But this one is higher. Stunnerama. Stunnerama. Robin was right, actually. About an hour and a half to get up here. Not the 6 hour round trip as the trailhead marker said that it would be. I don't want to trip here really, because that is a long way down. Met another hiker on the way up. This is Katie from Memphis. Came up those zigzags way down there. That looks so steep from up here. Alright, so we're on the way down from Observation Peak now. I'm on the climb out of Zion Canyon now, heading up to the Mount Carmel tunnels. Another beautiful day, even though it's mid-December in Utah. Perfect riding conditions. So yeah, I gotta head up to the tunnel, see if I can hitch a lift through there. Apparently I'm not allowed to ride through these old, narrow, unlit tunnels. Let's see how far I get towards Bryce Canyon today. Yay, my plan worked. I got a lift through the tunnel, So yeah, now I'm on the road between Zion and Bryce, and wow, quite different from Zion Canyon itself. This morning I'm approaching Bryce Canyon. I'm coming through Red Canyon. I made it to Bryce Canyon. Wow. Unlike Zion, you don't really get a preview of Bryce Canyon as you approach. So I've come in on the Fairyland Road, which is closed in winter, so I've had to dump the bike a few kilometers back and then hike through the snow to get here. Hoodoos. I do love a good hoodoo. Big advantage of being here in winter, there's hardly anybody here. I saw two other hikers early on who gave me the reassurance I wanted that the trail was passable. It's all mine. Absolutely awesome. I got to look where I'm placing my feet. I want to look at the scenery too. This is turning into a really cool hike. Getting all kinds of different vantage points on these hoodoos and spires and pinnacles. This nice little ridge now. Absolutely stunning. Well, if all's gone to plan, my bicycle should be just around the corner. I had to dump it because this road was too heavy going to get to the trail access point. Had it on, hey, there it is. Hopefully nobody's tampered with it. I never really like leaving it out in the wilderness with all the bags on. Of course, I've got my passport and my wallet and my money and the cameras and most of the valuable stuff with me. But nevertheless, it's always a little bit dicey, but I figured here on this closed road, it should be okay. Alright, now just the missions. As usual, get water, find a place to camp for the night. Good morning from Utah. This is probably my last day in Utah. There's a little road down here you can't quite see called Cottonwood Canyon Road. Basically dirt road made of this kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that it's going to stay frozen for long enough to allow me to get over the pass, and after which I should be able to cruise down the 70 kilometers or so to the Arizona border. Yeah, I think I'm officially fed up with having to scrape the ice off the inside of my tent in the morning. Beautiful as this morning is, yeah, it's chilly, but yeah, so far so good. Hoping temperature's going to be a little bit warmer in Arizona. I've got about 11 days now to get to the border with Mexico. I'm about where I need to be, so I should be able to see the Grand Canyon on the way out. So I'm going to brew up some coffee, hit the road before it starts to thaw, and head to Arizona today. Well, the Cottonwood Canyon Road looks pretty good. No problems with the clay surface so far. Not much chance of me making it to Page, Arizona tonight at this rate. So much gobsmacking scenery. I keep stopping to take photographs, get the tripod out, but it's going to be an awesome day, I think. This is going to be a really good farewell to Utah today. Seen one other car on the road this morning. Interesting encounter with a couple of locals, but pretty much just me, the mountains, and the red dirt today. Let's have a go at this steep icy section up ahead. Yeah, it's quite icy here in the shade. Let's see if I can manage it in my lowest gear. Yay, I did it. Clean, without a dab. Lowest gear, riding as absolutely slow as I possibly could to keep the bike moving forward. really constant pressure on the pedals, thinking circular pedal strokes. You can't stamp on the pedals like pistons on ice. You just lose all traction. That wasn't the high point as I thought it was. I'm hoping that this is. Real contrast. It's baking hot now, apart from this nice fresh breeze. The snow on the ground and searing white rock all around. Thought I heard something coming. He looked a little surprised to see me on the left hand side of the road, but there's plenty of space. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess this is the true summit. Let her rip. Good morning from Arizona, in fact from the Grand Canyon, Arizona. I had a nice little wild camp here in the forest. Saw a great full moon over the canyon as I arrived here last night. Really, really beautiful. So I'm going to go and do the rim walk and then start heading south. That's a mile to the bottom there. 1.6 vertical kilometers down to the Colorado River that you can see down there. Aye, that's grand. That is a Grand Canyon. Alright, let's ride a little more. Probably should walk now. This is a footpath. I'm not really supposed to be riding my bike along here. But apparently today they've had public service shutdown. There are no rangers in the park, so I figured, what the heck? Nobody's going to bust me today. Funny thing, we're about 500 meters away from the parking facility here. This bit's so much quieter. Seems that people really don't want to walk very far from their cars at all. There was like elbow room only on the path back there. Now I've got the place to myself again. Good morning from Arizona again. Come and have a look where I stayed last night. Look at this beautiful little cabin in the woods. Actually made up in the manner of a boathouse. The bed is a boat. This is where I slept last night. So yeah, I was cycling along the road there at dusk when a man hailed me from this property, Ryan, some kind of real life Captain Fantastic. He's built this place himself, and this is his new home that he's built for his family down here. Yeah, and offered me a place to stay. So yeah, I had dinner with the family last night. Got a nice fire on in here to keep me warm. Really cool place to stay. One of my favourite places that I've stayed in USA. Absolute luxury with these storm lanterns going. Super cozy last night. So yeah, I would be reluctant to leave this place. But then I have a hotel to go to tonight, paid for by an old friend from my university days as a Christmas treat. Today's Christmas Eve, so Christmas morning I get to wake up in luxury and then push off for the Mexico border. So yeah, I just wanted to show you what an outstanding place this is. 2 days ride from the border with Mexico. Came down off the high plateau around the Grand Canyon over the last couple of days. Oh, and what a difference. Fine to walk around with shorts on now. I always joke that it's either it's a choice between cold toes and mosquitoes. Now right now I'm in that Goldilocks zone, the happy bit in the middle, where I don't have cold toes and there are no mosquitoes. Let's see how long that lasts for. I just wanted to get a record of this cool place that I camped all around. These enormous cactuses, cacti if you will. Look at that. I mean, that's just a fairly average specimen. That's got to be what, 18 feet tall maybe? They're really cool. These ones over here look like they're doing that, don't they? So yeah, the moment of truth is nearly upon me. I'm going to cross the border into Mexico tomorrow at San Luis, into Sonora, and then probably head down the Baja Peninsula one way or another. I'm ready for a rest. At this point in Arizona, I've been on the move now for what? Best part of 4 weeks since leaving San Francisco without a rest day. And that's some easy days, strolling around the Grand Canyon, but you know, I still rode 40 kilometers on those days, so not really a rest day. Yeah, I could do to just drop anchor somewhere, eat and sleep. That would be nice. But I don't know, I'm struggling to find a place that looks possible at the moment in Mexico, so maybe I'll just dial in some easy days and just keep plodding along until something pops up. But yeah, it's an exciting time. I don't think I've had this level of anticipation about entering a new country since going into Burma, probably. What's that? 2.5 years ago. So yeah, I'm super excited to go to Mexico, but I am a little bit nervous. I'd be lying if I pretended that I wasn't. It is the next level. It's a kind of unknown quantity. Although having said that, it's actually one of few countries, one of only 2 countries outside of Europe that I have previously visited. I had my first ever experience backpacking around the Yucatan Peninsula 16 years ago maybe. So yeah, pretty tame by backpacking standards, but yeah, it was fine. I was completely green, early 20s, and it was fine. So I'm sure now, knowing what I know and being a bit more worldly wise, I should have no trouble at all. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So yeah, as always, time to pack up and push off. I will report back. So I'm going to find somewhere to camp around here, maybe ride for another hour or so, get as far towards Yuma as I can. The only caveat on that is that in about 30 miles I hit the Yuma proving ground. In fact, I think some of this might be military land even before then, but no fences so far. It looks like free range here, fair game for plonking the tent down once it gets dark. Having said that, I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can see on the camera that dark shape in the sky there. Is it a drone? Could be a drone, a big drone, because I've been able to see it for about 5 miles. I'm off the road, found a nice little dirt track for off-road vehicles out into the scrub. I'm on the edge of a state park, I think, or some kind of wildlife preservation zone, and on the other side the military proving ground. There are no signs to say that I can't camp here. I just passed a northbound border control point. I didn't have to stop because I'm heading south. So yeah, not my favourite kind of environment to camp in terms of the security. There is still that black dot there. You probably can't see it on the camera. My best guess now is that it's a surveillance drone or a surveillance blimp. Looking at the distance, that's probably hovering right over the border. So I'm just out for a recce, deciding whether or not it's worth bringing the bike down here to get out of sight of the highway. I don't think I can get out of sight of that drone or that airship or whatever it is over there. Yeah, this is probably about as good as it's going to get. I can easily push the bike back up there in the morning. Yeah, I think this is my spot. Interrupt the train of thought. Go and find a place to sleep when I get into San Luis, Rio Colorado tomorrow. I think I'm going to have to splurge on a hotel for a couple of nights. I haven't had any luck with finding a host there. Wild camping near a border town in Mexico. I'm not too keen on that at least until I've got my eye in for wild camping in Mexico. Given that I'm probably going to arrive about dusk, maybe even in the dark, depending if there's any delay at the border. So I think the sensible thing to do is to find a hotel. But yeah, this could be a good last night in USA, as long as I don't get busted by a border police force or any immigrants coming through in the middle of the night. No, it looks good. Alright, I'm going to go fetch the bike.